yes, but I prefer the curved one. Continue to sand till it satisfies surface that you want. I think after that I have to take the measurement of my door, and then it was 22 inches, so I have to cut the wood to this specific measurement. Whilst I'm taking a measurement, I've come across this hack and then I have to share with you. Actually, sometimes when you are, let's say, using a square, sometimes you get double lines, and then there are two options. You can choose to erase one line, or you can, let's say, mark the wrong line so that you will not mistakenly cut the wrong line. So this is another hack that I'm giving you, and then you can use rubber band to rub. Yes, instead of eraser you can use a rubber band to rub. So right now I'm coming to cut. I've taken the measurement and I'm coming to cut the wood, but make sure on the board it overlaps so that you will not cut the exact board that you placed your piece of wood on it. Done cutting my wood, I would have to remove the dead wood in this hole. Yes, and then I think there is a different method in doing that, but I prefer using the stencil knife to remove every dead wood in this particular piece of wood. Because I want to keep the natural style of this wood, I don't want to cut this off, but rather I think I have to glue it so that it will hold it very tight all together. I think there is a mesh besides it, and then that mesh too I have to take it with glue. Here is the iron rod, I think the rod holders that I have to spray it. I want to give it a fresh look, so I'm using a matte black and then a silver. So I'll combine because I want to get a very good gradient. I think I did a video using this combining this spray paint for a better result. So I think I'm applying the same procedure on this for a very good gradient outcome. Once I'm done with the first phase, I have to turn it over when it gets dry so that I spray the other side too, and then wait till it gets dry before I screw them to the wood. So this is how it looks like when having two spray paints get sprayed together at the same time. I think it's very good. The gradient looks very nice. I am coming to make holes on this wood, and I have to draw my line because I want them aligned perfectly. It's going to be a messed up if you don't draw your line. For accuracy, I have to measure them. I have to measure the intervals in between the circles or the holes. Actually, you may experience this when you are doing it at home. You see some smoke or smoke coming out from the wood. I think the wood is very hard, and because I am applying force in making those holes, that's the reason why there is a smoke coming out from the wood. When you are trying this, make sure you follow the line that you drew earlier. Other than that, your holes will be messed up. The alignment will be very poor. Now that I am done with the big holes, I'm coming to make the small holes, and then I have to draw my guide too. I want to get a very perfect alignment for the holes. This time I'm using a drilling bit because the holes will be small. So for a better result, I have to measure the intervals and then mark them so that when I'm drilling, I wouldn't stress that much. How do you see the result? Very perfect. Now I need to screw the hanging iron on the board, and before that, because the wood is very hard, I would have to first make holes, the screw holes in the wood, so that it will be very easier for me to screw the holders on the board. The hanging rod are 5 pieces, and I have to make sure they align perfectly. The intervals in between them are the same. I have to mark everything on the board before I make the holes. So in this case, I'm using the same hanging rod to trace the holes, because I don't want to miss any hole, and then it will be very bad when you miss a hole. Now that I am done marking the holes, I have to get a very smaller bit to make the holes, because if I use a bigger bit, I think the screws may not fit in perfectly, and then I would have to make another hole. So when trying it at home, make sure you use a smaller bit to make the holes, so that when you are screwing the rod to the hanging rod to the wood, you will not find it difficult. This is the exciting part of it. Now that I'm done with everything, I want the surface to look like old wood, you know. I want it to have a very wonderful and then natural look, and I want the whole thing to look old. So in this case, I use thinner to remove every dust from the surface. So after that, I will use shea butter. In Ghana here, we have original shea butter. Yeah, so I'll use shea butter because I want to get the actual look of the wood. I don't want to polish it or stain it. Yes, I think on the market you would be able to get so many stains and then polish around. Some are even in can, but I prefer using shea butter. This shea butter, it doesn't nourish the skin alone, or it doesn't make your hair grow alone, but also it treats your wood. I've been using this method for so many works, and then the outcome is very marvelous. So I prefer using shea butter to stain it. Yes, applying it on the surface, it will, let's say, bring out or explore out the good look of the wood. I'm making sure that this shea butter get to every surface of this wood, because I want a very perfect result. Like I said, shea butter, getting the original one. In Ghana here, you get original shea butter, and then it doesn't nourish your skin or makes your hair grow alone. It does a lot. It really does a lot. The outcome of this work is very amazing because I've used it so many times on my project, and all the customers that I do this for, they always thank me. After applying the shea butter to the surface, you have to wait for like 10 to 15 minutes before you start to rub the surface. I have to rub everything, like trying to get everything off. But since it's on the wood, it penetrates. Whilst you waited for a while, it penetrates. Also, after using the shea butter on the wood, you can, I think, place your project near to a fire, or if you have heater, you can use it too. That one too is very perfect. So these iron hangers need to be screwed to this board, and as I said, the holes supposed to be very tiny, so you have to use small bits so that when you are screwing, it will fit in perfectly, because the wood is very hard and this screw cannot penetrate through unless you drill. So now that I'm done with everything, how do you see the outcome? Very stunning. It looks antique too. This is exactly what I wanted. That's the reason why I used the shea butter on the surface. I didn't want to stain it, but rather I wanted to use shea butter because I know the outcome. It has always been good, like, to know that hack using shea butter on wood. So now I have to make holes so that this hole will enable me to screw this hanger to my door, or when I want to screw it to a wall. Now I am done with everything, and then the result too is very perfect as I wanted. If you see this video interesting or helpful, kindly subscribe to my channel. I have more to bring to you. Also, don't forget to hit on the bell icon. You have to be notified whenever I drop any content. Catch up another time. Stay blessed. Bye for now.